episode. I got my wife Holly here. We're going to pick up a 1952 Ford F4. I believe it's got a dump box on it. It's got a flathead V8. We'll figure out if it's the 239 or the 255 Mercury flathead V8. The plan is to get it running and to actually drive it home. But we do have plan B with the trailer behind us. It's sat for a couple years, not too crazy long, so I think we got a good shot at getting it going, driving it back. But I'll show you that once we get there.
So what are your plans with the F4? This will be our second one.
Yeah, we got a 48 F4. This will be the second one. This one's green and black. The company I own, we have a green logo, so I think I'm gonna repaint it same color as it already is. I'll then kind of put it as like a static display out on we just added a new property, so we're gonna we got a little spot we can put it with more traffic going by, so a little bit eye catching. And since it runs and drives, hopefully we can also use it for like parades.
I was just saying parades would be cool.
Yep.
And we throw out candies to the kids.
Yep. So we can have some people on the flatbed.
Yep.
It's got sides on it. I'll probably take the sides off, or at least shorten the sides. Put a new deck on it, stuff like that. So.
And our other 48 Ford, it's a 1948 Ford F4, is for our son, who's 9.
We got plenty of time.
They are working on it too, and we've named him Clyde. So I know that's a project that keeps, here and there you're probably seeing videos pop up as he finds time to work on it.
Yep, we've got working on a 2001 24 valve 5.9 Cummins that's getting pretty well built out for now. It's got a Hamilton cam, bigger turbo that my buddy Dan over at Diesel Specialties rebuilt. He also went through the injection pump. The injection pump was already turned up, so he just kind of went through it, made sure it was in good condition, and left it alone for now until once we get it driving, then we can dial the pump in a little better. Then he got me some 50 or 75 over injectors for it. So it'll be a pretty stout truck, but nothing too crazy. I still want to be able to tow with it, have it start easy, and get decent mileage. So.
Yeah. We originally didn't know what we were going to do with it because it had the original inline 4. It was a 6.
Flathead 6.
But it was completely seized. And we tried, oh my gosh, like months trying to get it unseized. And then once we figured out, hey, it's not the original motor, we can't use it, then it opened up. Do we put a 429 in it? Do we do a diesel? We wrangled with that. Because I swear, like every week was like, oh, you're going to get the 429 in it. And then it was like, oh, we're not going to do that.
Well, my struggle with that truck is that it's got it's a big 5-lug pattern, so it's really hard to get rims for. And these are the actual 2-piece split rims, like the original Widowmaker rims. They have little pins, and the two halves lock together. Well, when the pins get rusty, then there's nothing holding the two halves together. And the big danger is when you're inflating the new tires on it. A lot of shops won't even work on it. It's not like the newer split rims that have the snap ring. Those are a lot more safe. I mean, they're not safe, but they're more safe than what these have. These have, I think they're made by Firestone. And when they were new, I mean, I get the concept, it works well. But once you figure 70 years of rust on them, it's just not a good combo. So I don't know if this one will eventually get axle swapped, just so I can put modern wheels and tires on it, or if I know there were campers that used that big 5-lug pattern, so you can find like 19.5 rims and put modern tires on without tubes. change that immediately, then we kind of start going on that path of, do we just axle swap them and put a 8-lug, like a Super Duty axle under it, so we got disc brakes. I really don't want to change the frame out on this, but if we need to change the axle for the sake of rim and tire combo, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think a lot of the older vehicles that we have, especially the trucks, it's kind of an adventure of what it's going to be, because you don't know. The chassis could be look good, but like he was saying, with the Widowmaker wheels, like stuff like that, are just challenges that when we get these vehicles, we don't really know. Sorry, I'm a little cold. We don't really know what to expect when we get these, and we start making plans for them. Like I said, the original 48 that we got, we were trying to keep the original motor, but it was just completely seized. So then it kind of changes our plan. So it's very interesting, and hopefully you guys will stay along for the ride on what this truck will be.
Yeah, that 48's going on I found a guy selling a 2009 F550 4-wheel drive chassis. I think I bought that whole truck complete for like $3,500, and I sold the motor and tranny out of it because obviously it was a 6.4 that had a bad, I think it had a hole in a piston or something like that. So I sold the parts off of it, sold the cab off of it. I think I sold all the parts for about $2,000. So for $1,500, I got 19.5 10-lug rims. Dana 110 rear axle, square tube rear axle, the Super Dana 60 front axle, and then 4-wheel disc brakes, modern suspension, so it's coil up front, so it's going to ride good. So I want them to look original, but just start, run, stop, and drive like a modern truck. But aesthetically, that's why I kind of like that truck had those 19.5s. Because the original rims were 20s, so paint them up Wimbledon white, kind of a creamy white, give it that kind of vintage look. And if you don't know enough about trucks to realize, hey, they didn't use a 10-lug back then, you're never going to know. And, just that peace of mind and safety factor, especially since eventually, one of my boys will drive it, so that's the kind of driving factor into modernizing the chassis on.
Well, our kids aren't going to be raised with pump the brakes. So.
Well, on this truck it probably will be.
Well, I know, but different generation, different technology. I'll say just one quick story. So we have a niece who, they have all electric cars, and I had an Explorer at the time, and I was like, oh, you can drive my car, and she got in my car and started it, and she goes, I'm not used to driving a car with 2 pedals, and I about had a heart attack. Because while the Teslas and the Bolts, they do have 2 pedals, it automatically stops for you. So she was only using the gas, and I just about had a heart attack because I was letting her drive my car. She did great, but just like that kind of stuff, that especially these older vehicles, you don't realize that there's such a technology gap with some of this stuff. So like the crank windshield and all that kind of.
We got old first-year cars for all of our kids, so the 48 being the first year of the F-Series, that's going to be a stick. My other boy's got a 61 Scout, that's going to stay a stick. I actually have the same guy that rebuilt the injection pump, he's got a V8 Scout, he's parting out, so I'm actually going to get that 345 International V8 from him, go through that, and put that in 61, and then our daughter's got a 65 Mustang Fastback. It's currently an automatic, but it's going to get swapped.
It's a godly purple color.
It's going to get swapped out too. Alright, we're about 5 minutes from the place. I'll show you the truck once we get there. Alright, here's the truck. Clearly been repainted at some point because it's got clear coat. Shouldn't have had clear coat. Factory. You know if this is a 4-speed or a 3-speed? Should be a 4. Yeah, should be, yep. Does that, does that parking brake work? The drive shaft brake?
It'll slow you down.
Will's driven some risky
Personally, I
situations
wouldn't rely on that being your only mode of
What
stopping.
you heard about is 5-ton.
No.
Drove it back from
Zero brakes.
drove it from where did I get that thing?
I don't know.
Milford. Drove it from Milford to Papillion. No brakes
at all.
No brakes at all, just the drive shaft brake. But it's a stick, so I'd just downshift it. Took gravel roads all the way back, downshifting, and then coming to a complete stop with the drive shaft brake. So this is Kent with Steiny's Farm Repair in Bancroft. Getting this truck. I've got some tractors over the years from him you've seen on the channel. Getting this truck from him today. Gonna attempt to drive it back. The ignition switch hasn't cooperated, so we're probably just gonna jumper it for now. Got a new Napa commercial 6-volt battery. This is a positive ground system. Once we get it back to the shop, we'll figure out which flathead V8 this is. What?
How many liter engine is it, Paul?
4.2 or 3.8. This is America, okay? Yeah, that's one of my old service rigs. There you go. We did just jumper in it with this, and it rotated a little bit and then stopped. I don't know if the starter's got something stuck in it, or maybe we got something in a cylinder. If we need to, we'll pull it and see what it does. It's been 2-3 years since it ran, I guess, so we'll be back once we figure out what's going on.
I don't remember.
You're right. I can flip the battery too.
Well, that's just trying. I think we gotta flip it around because that's gonna fit. Yeah. Yep. I had it in there, right? I've never been filmed while I was getting this plane.
Oh, yeah.
It was so much fun.
You don't mind, do you?
No, I don't care. Seth is just dreaming about you. He wants you to come to the races tonight and film while we're doing that. He thinks that's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. Oh no, I just missed it. Oh, dust tornado. The old dirt devil. Maybe I caught it just a little bit.
Oil in it.
What's that?
Got a little oil in it.
Yeah, it does. I always took that part off, but evidently I don't. It doesn't seem to want to come off. So let's see. What? I don't, but I can go get one. There's one in the shop. Just gotta run up and grab it.
I think we're hoping by pulling it with a chain, with the igniter or ignition switch in, that we can get this start running. But I have some doubts.
unless the clutch is slipping.
It's trying to turn it, you know, or it did at first. Seems like it gives it a little bit. I don't know if we're losing ground or they're tight. Well, should we dump a little fuel downer and see if we can pull it and get it to go?
I'll try and hook that spring up to that gas pedal.
Oh,
Because it popped out.
Yep.
yeah, we don't need it going. That's not going to be a good There's enough in it for my top bottle.
Holy crap, that's cool. That's gotta be a
Well, and the 48 that we had the original road flares, the hazards.
Yeah. Had an aftermarket
Yeah?
like road flare kit. Like ones you like little tin
Yeah.
cans.
It
You
was
would
what,
actually
like
light flare.
3 of them with flags?
Yeah, had
Oopsie.
Oh.
flags. Sounded like popped a little.
Well, my throttle lever
Came unhooked in the cab too. It's got fuel running out.
Yeah, that it for some reason it does do that when it's. Do I have the? Yes, I do.
Oh.
Ah, I feel better. I knew that this thing always ran so good, you know.
Sounds good though.
The motor was worth everything that I gave for it.
Right. I just gotta figure out how to get the foot pedal back on.
Oh. It's just
That rubber, the rubber's so hard.
Oh, it
The
won't
ball
pop
doesn't
back
wanna
onto the
pop
back
off.
end.
Yeah. So the other next issue we gotta conquer is the pedal's been disconnected. See if I can fit it here. Having issues getting it connected.
First time I bled, I blew a damn line underneath.
Hi, babe. Yeah, they're a little low.
I'll get you. I'll get a deal.
Well, I got a Milwaukee one.
Oh, if you want to do that, yeah, I got one of those too. I guess.
Do you want? I can do something, unless you just want me to film.
The Milwaukee ones are good.
Right, you can just turn them on and then
Okay, I think he just told me that I don't have to do anything. I am gonna hold that hostage for the rest of the day. And he didn't hear any of that, which is fantastic. And that's why we have pockets on our shirts.
You got the big.
Yeah, Brandon bought the 12 volt. He had it for like 2 weeks. And then I showed him my
Man, it sounds so good.
What do you think? What do you think for PSI?
told him he needs to keep the sides because that looks super cool. But I think what he was saying is removing the top part so he has a lower side on it to toss things over. And then this thing is super annoying. It's actually super helpful. Just set the side. I'm not sure it's holding here. Maybe. It just taken a while. It was holding flat at 5. I thought it was leaking.
Yeah, don't stand around this because it might blow the rim if it comes apart. Well, I guess the fronts aren't bad. If the front comes apart, it's going to blow the rim inside because it's bolted out here. But still, the tire comes apart. And I hate these wheels. See the back here, you can see. So this rim, this hoop, half of it is this side, and this half is the other side. And all these little rivets are in there, and they just have a little stud that sticks in, and it locks in an oval. And then when these rivets rust on the inside, there's nothing really. That's all. These pins are all that hold the two halves of the rim together. So if they rust out, they can blow apart. That's why they're called Widowmaker.
I feel like the 48 had a different style of Widowmaker.
It's got a
The
dump-
hinge pivot point.
Dump bed.
Yep.
It's got the old greasable style shackles. So you can grease the shackles top and bottom and the front as well. So there's not a rubber bushing, there's a brass bushing, and you grease it. So it doesn't have that rubber that wears out. I mean, it'll have brass that'll wear out. But definitely cool.
So we were just commenting on how good the engine sounds. It is. It's in the passenger side seat. Do you want me to unhook the chain? Or do you not want me to do anything? Because you said that already on video, so I think I'm going to keep you to it. I asked you if you want me to do anything, and you said no.
Now the $1 million question is, with the charging,
It won't be because it don't have anything.
oh, the ignition's not
Ignition's
turned on.
not turned on. That's why I was leaving the.
Yeah.
That's why I was leaving the charger on.
I mean, other
until
than
you
the
were ready to
ignition-
leave. 'cause-
Other than the ignition and brake light.
yeah, that's all that's going to be running.
Okay, pump it. Back down. Alright. Hang on to her. Come on, baby.
So it runs. Now we're trying to get the brakes figured out.
There's plenty of air. Go ahead and pump it. This is not like the newer trucks. Big vacuum boosters and all
Go
that
ahead.
crap. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. I get to talking to myself back here and then I lose track of what I'm doing. Okay, pump it again.
Okay. Go ahead.
Are you building any pedal?
Oh yeah, it's stiff. It's almost to the point where I think that's the one that leaked.
Could very well be.
Because it goes down like a couple inches and just stops.
Alright, try it again. I'm not getting the air on that side anymore.
Let's see if I can get this complete.
Got a pet. Hold it.
Yep, going down.
I just missed him
Got the
putting
bulk of the
the
air
brake
out.
fluid in.
All right. Pump it.
Okay. All right, I'm back down.
All right. Hold it. Push. All right. There we go. I'm getting this fluid back here.
Yep. Well, because like I said, it's halfway, and then I'm following the pedal down when you open it.
Right.
So you're getting a full stroke out of the master out of the back.
That one over there's probably the one that's doing it here. Maybe cruising around the building once to make sure your brakes work.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Give him some space at the stop sign. Oh, smoke came out the tailpipe. Oh.
Made it back without incident. It's the next day. I forgot to film a outro video. Just kind of got back and ran home. We had a babysitter watching the kids, so we didn't want to spend too much time back here at the shop, but everything went fine. The temp never went over 190. Everything worked as well as I would hope. It did have some pretty good flat spots in the tires, but overall not bad. Let's see how she starts. This is the, I did kind of, Steiny had an extra universal ignition switch handy, so kind of wired up the starter. The choke cable is seized, so I can't choke it, and it's probably about 40-45 right now. Pumped up. Definitely seems like the carb was running out of fuel. But being this cold, not having the use of a choke at the moment, all in all, not too bad. Burning like a kitten. Plan is to get this painted up, get it looking good so I can leave it parked out here. Paint up my company logo on the door. Put some landscaping around it. But thanks for watching. We will see ya on the next one.